Hello everybody and welcome to my first Civ 6 video. This is me getting back to making civilization videos for you guys, so I hope you're happy about that. I thank you very much for all the love you show on my channel. I've didn't want to put it off this long, but now I'm back to it. And one of the ways I'm going to accomplish that is sticking to shorter videos, probably closer to half an hour rather than a full hour. That way I can fit it into my schedule a little bit better and hopefully be making videos a lot more frequently than I have in the past. Right now, I think I'm going to stick with Civ 6 as opposed to Civ 5, but you can let me know what you think about that. My reason for that is because this seems to be a lot more interesting of a game to me so far. And I say so far because, truth be told, I haven't gotten a chance to play this that much. So I might even be newer to the game than you are. So by all means, if you see something I'm doing right or wrong, let me know about it. And that way me and other people who are kind of new to the game can kind of learn about this together. All right, so let's get to it. This starting area does not appear to be all that great. It's going to be a long time before we can improve those sea resources, so we can forget about the inspiration or Eureka associated with that. And you'll find quickly that I'm a sucker for the inspirations and Eurekas. I really love that system in the game, and I love uh, engaging in a diverse play style that try and satisfy as many of those as possible. Um, we do have some floodplains though, so if we can get that Pantheon, that adds a hammer to that. The city will shape up that much more nicely, and we do have, like I said, the 2 resources, 2 wheat tiles. So I'll go ahead and drop the city anyways, just to keep things going here. We'll let the governor know we want to prioritize food and production, which I consider to be core tile yields. So in this case, this would be a 4-core tile. This would be a 3-core. This was something I would call 2-core plus. And that's one thing I really like about Civ 6 is the governor seems to think in that same way too. So for the most part, I usually let the governor do my citizen assignments for me. We're going to start off with mining just because we got that jade right outside there. Um, be able to get that developed quickly. Get a Eureka or inspiration off of that. Okay, right off the bat, we find a tribal village, I think they're called in this game. In Civ 5, they were called Ancient Ruins. Early game, I like to hit the barbarians as much as possible, especially the scouts, because they're so slippery, so hard to kill. So I like to hit them wherever I can. I guess Civ players used to call them goody huts. However, I didn't enter the series early enough to get that right, so I'm going to try and stick to calling them tribal villages. Right away, we get a great work, which is absolutely amazing. They give +4 faith per turn, +8 tourism per turn, which we haven't met anybody yet, but the +4 faith means we're probably going to get the first Pantheon, which means we should be able to get the one that we want, and that is excellent, especially given how pivotal that will change our capital's tile yields. All right, we find the first barbarian camp. It's already being attacked by the first city-state, and we were first to meet them. So we get an envoy there, which is +2 science in our capital. That's excellent at this point in the game. Practically doubles our science. That's going to be a huge boost. And their quest is recruit a great merchant, which we can satisfy, just not anytime soon. Okay, let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the camp, and that way when he gets around to hitting it, we'll be able to clean it up, and that way we can get credit for the kill as well as the money, which is good. Let's see here. So I'm going to follow the river. We already found some coast. There's a pasture potential, so we might have an expand here, find another tribal village. I'm going to go ahead and start building on a builder. It's my personal preference. I know a lot of people might want to do a monument at that point, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm always torn between which to choose from. Here we can add a food and a hammer, which is nice, and a gold, which not as nice, but still. So we have some tiles we can develop right away, which is nice. Get some Eurekas going. And we do have culture as a tile yield, so that's another reason to possibly favor the builder over the monument. All right, so I'm going to tell him to fortify until heal, but I'm going to try and keep an eye on him just so when the city-state attacks him, we can clean it up. All right, we've got gold from the tribal village, which is really nice. In most games, what I do is I shoot for collecting 140 gold, and then I purchase a slinger. I really like the fact that this game doesn't make you research a specific tech just to get an archery type. but at the same time, the Slinger isn't as strong as an archer, so it's a nice little compromise, I think. And there is a Eureka associated with that, so the sooner you can get that, the better, too. Alright, so I went with animal husbandry just because we're going to have the deers after that. I'm going to try and do some exploring near the coast. Want to find a good coastal expand. These city-states kind of keep getting in my way. This area's got a lot of potential as far as like various special tiles, but not a lot of production, so I'm not going to... Oh, and we can go ahead and finish that off. I don't want to forget that. And we meet this city-state. They're first. We were first, so we get an envoy there, and the first envoy there gives us +2 production when it comes to not units, basically. So that's pretty nice. And their quest is trigger an exploration for mysticism. That's awesome because we'll have that like next turn or two. So let's go ahead and clear this camp off before I forget. That gives us that inspiration, gives us some money, and makes us eligible for a promotion. And in Civ 6, the promotions also heal the unit, which, as you can see, we can definitely make use of. Alright, you got 2 upgrade paths. Right now I'm going to choose the left one just because it's more offensive, and right now my warrior's more into clearing camps and whatnot. The one on the right side makes us higher defense against suffering ranged attacks, which if the scouts find your city and they make it back to their camp, the camp will then spawn a raiding party, either 2 warriors and a slinger, or 2 horsemen and a horse archer, I think they're called. Under those circumstances, taking the right one might be a better idea. But right now we're taking the left one just because we're going to be more on the offense. And there it is, +1 production from marsh, oasis, and floodplains tiles. And so let's go ahead and change our tile assignment. Borders have already grown, so we now have 2 floodplains. I went ahead and hit it manually, but he probably would have switched to that anyways. So now our city is finally going to be a decent city. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 decent tiles once the builder comes out, so that's pretty good. Alright, I'm going to continue exploring along the leading edge of the city-state just because if you find a city-state but don't actually uncover the fog and the tiles around it, you won't be able to establish a trade route with it because your computer literally won't know how to path it. So I tried to always keep that in mind and try to uncover that. Oh wow, so now we actually have the gold. We can buy our Slinger this turn, and that's pretty awesome. Okay, so it's turn 10. We've got our Slinger, we've got 3 envoys, and we've got a Pantheon. So I think we're off to a good start. And since we have 3 units and our city's mostly along the coast, that means we only need to explore to the east. And since we have 3 units, the Slinger can do this little nearby. The warrior can do more to the south. And that'll free up the scout to do more of like a larger radius. Don't want to go too large just because I don't want to take my military units too far away from the city right now. We're basically going to be in the business of chasing down barbarians to begin with. So we don't want to get too far from our city, especially with the builder coming out. So you don't have to worry about scouts though. Another tribal village there. Here's a quarry opportunity, so I want to keep an eye over there. A little far from our capital, but I like to try and get a mine a resource, farm on either a wheat or I think it's rice, a quarry, and a pasture just for the various eurekas associated with it. Alright, so let's move the Slinger first because he's kind of our short-range explorer right now. Find another tribal village, which is nice. And I like the looks of this. Because of our Pantheon, these marsh tiles would have +1 hammer, which makes them pretty respectable tiles. If we settle here, for example, we'd be on a hill. We'd also have rice, unique luxury. And this is a great tile, 4 core plus gold. I mean, we could buy that tile and it would pay for itself before too long, and that would be awesome. Okay, that Eureka is not particularly useful. Here's horses and a quarry, so I want to keep an eye on this area as far as potential settle. And once we get to the point of like aqueducts, maybe even this would be a good city because we've got 2 marshes here and deer, so a good mix of growth and production. I see a city-state border there. Yellow, it looks like, so it might be the gold. As far as technology right now, we don't have an immediate need for anything, so I'm going to go for this just because we are playing as Spain, and one of their bonuses is plus combat strength against civs with other religions. So we do want to try and get a religion if at all possible. Alright, the third city-state we met triggers a Eureka for the improved government civic, which is great. However, we were not first to meet it, so we will not get a envoy there. Their quest is send a trade route, which we'll be able to do fairly quickly, and it's a gold. So when we do get the envoy for satisfying that quest, we'll get gold from that as well as a trade route. That should be a really nice way to jumpstart the economy. I am seeing 2 scouts here. One probably came from the camp here, but the other one so close means there's probably a camp nearby. So I'm going to have this warrior start heading over, cut off the rest of this fog just in case there is a camp in there. It's too bad we don't have any like fresh water around here. This is not a bad area. We'll have to get that tribal village next turn though. And let's see, I do want to spend more time exploring around here, but I want to cut away the rest of the fog. Oh, that looks like a city-state border. Oh, nice, and it's a culture one. So now that we were first to meet it, we get the envoy and it's +2 culture in the capital. That kind of helps make up for the fact that I didn't build a monument. Gets that border growth going, gets the civics jump started. That's really nice. And what's their quest? An inspiration for craftsmanship, and we're building a builder, so that'll be satisfied fairly quickly. Rather than using up my last movement point, I'll go ahead and upgrade him. You can actually hold on to your upgrades and use that heal like strategically. With the scouts, the first one I like to take the left path just because it helps them move more and see more. And since this is a continent's map, there will come a point in time where any scouts that we have will want to hop over there and start figuring out what's going on with everything. Okay, so we can take our first policies. Don't need this one because my scout, I only have 1 scout and he just got an upgrade, so this won't actually do that much. I do hope to continue to track down barbarians, so we'll go with that. Normally I take God King first, but we don't actually need the... I mean, I really like the fact that you can take this and get a Pantheon without having to build a specific building. However, we already have a Pantheon, so I'm just going to go for the free hammer. It's just 1 city right now, but if free is free, so why not? Okay, that's an interesting tile yield. That tells me there's probably a natural wonder nearby. Let's start heading for that trade route just because we want it to start our economy anyways, and we have a city-state that wants us to go for it. We'll go ahead and cross the river there, pick that up. Okay, well, free is free, but that's kind of unfortunate because this is one I definitely would have satisfied in my own time. Alright, we got the manning of the resource. And now let's go ahead and build a settler. And right off the bat, I don't know what's going on here. I do see river and what looks to be a coast, so this might be a coast city. It is a bit far for an expand right off the bat, but I think I might expand here first. The way I tend to play, and I don't know what you guys think about this, let me know. My first expand, usually I start building military. My second expand, I want on the coast to like start up a navy. So that'll be it for this turn. And because I don't have any other place to do a quarry, and this is one of the only 2 places I can put a pasture, this is looking real good. So hopefully there's some usefulness to it. Go ahead and attack him. Let's have him start coming back to the fog too. Because I suspect there's a camp not too far away, I just don't know where yet. Okay, so there is a natural wonder. It sucks because we got the Eureka from the tribal village. And that adds 2 food to all the surrounding tiles. So let's explore around that. And we meet our first civ, which is nice to meet. However, it looks like we won't be able to settle near the natural wonder, which is fine. It's a bit far anyways. A lot of the cities nearby, so we can't do anything on this side of it, maybe on this side, but already it's looking like it's all growth and no production, so that might not be so good. Okay, we forgot to send her a delegation. I try to do that right away just to help improve relations right away, so let's do that before I forget. Kind of got distracted by the natural wonder. Okay, we attacked him just because we could. Let's keep on uncovering the fog. I don't think we'll box him in, but never hurts to try. Alright, keep on developing there. That makes it a 5 core tile, and we now have irrigation. Oh, and we're 1 turn late to the party. That's a camp that you can clear with a scout, but we're going to be a little late. So we uncover the banana, which does have a hammer on it, but Yeah, this whole area is looking like it's just growth, so probably won't be able to settle that, which is fine because it's so far away from us and England's right there. And even on this difficulty level, you gotta kind of watch. The AI can get to be pretty aggressive. Oh, we did find a camp and it's ready to be finished off. I just gotta hope there's not a city-state unit out there willing to take it from us. Nice. I didn't think I'd be able to kill him. He had like so much health. I didn't think he'd do it in one shot. So okay, we got the trigger, which is nice because we don't have any other camps nearby. He can finish that off. He can head back to town and get upgraded now that we got that Eureka. We got to choose a research anyway, so let's go ahead and just choose archery because we're not really pressed for anything else. Send the builder over to the deer. Alright, that camp got cleared, no surprises, so I'm going to start cutting back, get some of the fog of war nearest to where we live. Oh, that's so unfortunate that we can't settle around there. That's a good tile, and of course these are good tiles. C'est la vie. Okay, that drum you just heard, this is one thing I really like about Civ 6. It's a bit more organic of an experience, a little more engaging, I think. That hammer basically means another camp has popped up within where we cleared the fog of war. In Civ 5 it would give you a notification, which is nice, but here you actually have to have the sound on, be a little more attentive to figure this stuff out. So I really like that. So let's see if we can find where that camp would have popped up. Oh, right there. That's perfect because we're actually heading back to upgrade anyways. And this is a little technique I was hoping I would be able to cover in this video anyways. One of the things I've noticed is if you've got a slinger or archer, they can take on a camp by themselves. I'm playing on Emperor. I don't know what this is like on higher difficulties, but they always spawn with spearmen in there, which being melee can totally destroy a ranged type. However, if you can shoot the spearman before he can attack you, and then he attacks you, which you fight back a little bit, and then you shoot them again, they're so weak they'll actually retreat into their camp. So you can take them out by yourself. You just got to be careful because if another melee unit's nearby, they'll swoop in and take the camp so you won't get the gold. But they can, like if you want to get the Eureka, they can kill them by themselves. In this case, if all we had was a slinger, which we won't, we'll have an archer by the time we get over there, but if all we had was a slinger, we could stay on this side of the river, and then he'd move out of the camp. We could shoot, he'd attack, we'd shoot again, and then he would retreat, and then we could just come and claim that. So, nice little tip for you there. I've made lots of use of that. It's a really good way to get the Eureka for archery. If we were lucky to pick it up pretty naturally this game, but I tend to make use of that tip just about every game I play. That is the only camp we know of right now, so this warrior doesn't really have anything to do. I'm going to have him heal up on spot just to get him recharged. But after that, I want to head up here because I really want to know more about what this will look like for our harbor city, or rather our coastal city. I shouldn't say harbor just because that's actually a thing now, so don't want to get confused there. Alright, so we triggered that inspiration and we satisfy a city-state quest. So second envoy there doesn't do anything, but it does bring us close to 3 envoys, which is suzerain status and extra benefits, so that's really nice. Especially in this situation where I didn't actually build a monument in my capital. I usually build one in my first city, but now that we met them, I don't feel that I have to. I might still anyways, but anyways, let's keep on cruising. We'll be able to upgrade him next turn, and then the turn after that we can stop, shoot, get hit, shoot again, and then he'll retreat just like I was mentioning. Alright, so let's step on the hill for visibility. That's nice, and we'll be able to cross the river next turn. Very economic. This scout's making a lot of very full potential moves, which is nice because the way the movement rules have changed, and the fact they get 3 movement points, it's real easy to squander your scout's movement points. So, by only using 2 out of the 3 per turn is what I mean by that. Okay, so we do want to get up to writing at one point. However, we do have a science envoy right now, so we don't have to get the campus right away. We will want great scientist points, so we do want it, but I'm going to use this as our state workforce inspiration district just because we are playing as Spain, and like I said, we are getting science through other means. So even though this is normally a priority, I think I'm going to go for bronze working first just because it would be nice to find out where the iron is, and because our economy is going to be so good, the ability to purchase a spearman at will and in a pinch will be really nice. So let's go ahead and upgrade him. And we are off to the races. This is a pretty good start, I think. Okay, he's all healed up and you don't need him anywhere else. I'm gonna see what that looks like over there. That scout's not gonna zone of control, so we'll be able to keep on cruising. Okay, this looks like river. So we might have an okay expand spot here. I like these tile yields, and we got a couple of truffles nearby. Want to look more into that. There we go. There's shot number one, and you'll see he'll attack us, which we fight back a little bit, and then by the time we get that other shot in, he'll be so weak he's going to want to retreat. So let's keep on cruising there. Okay, I do think right here's where I want to expand based on all the ones we've seen thus far. It's not a great expand, but it's still not bad. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but scouts will not pillage tiles. They will not try and capture civilian units. They will plunder your trade routes, so you do have to be careful of that. And they can act as zone of control. Like if I had one here, a builder would not be able to move and do the farm. They would move and get zoned and controlled. So they can be a nuisance, but like this settler traveling unescorted is not going to be a problem because we don't know of any other barbarians except for these two right now. And the ones that could be floating around would likely be scouts. So probably very safe. And yeah, you can see he's very weak now. So okay, yes, this is looking like it would be a great expand. A duplicate here, more luxuries there. We got the marsh here, good tile yields, would be on a hill, fresh water. That's looking very good, I think. All right, so let's go for craftsmanship, not only because we're going to want that policy in our first city, but this policy later on will be very nice too. Settler's done. Let's go ahead and get that trader out. You want one up early anyways to jumpstart your economy. It just so happens this one's going to really jumpstart our economy because it's going to get us an envoy in a gold-bearing city-state. We're making 5.3 per turn right now, just to keep that in mind to show exactly how much of a boost this will likely be. All right, there's the barbarian drum beat, so another camp has spawned. And you know what? I probably should have checked it out before moving my warrior, since we do have a scout. Well, oh, and there it is. All right, that shouldn't interfere. No, it would take scout finding them and getting back. We should be safe. So I'm going to continue to dangle my settler out there. Step and shoot there. And promotion available, very good, because he does need to heal. And we do have another camp we want to get to, so good all around there. We meet China. Okay, I don't want to forget this time, so let's go ahead and send that delegation right away. And let's see. Here's the coast. We find his scout, and there he is. So if we do want this as an expand, it's going to have to be kind of quick. I could send this guy down there right now, however, let's see here. This camp's here, and we're close to there. Let's play it a little safe for the moment. Problem is we're going to lose that expand option probably to him, but it's okay, because if we rush there just to settle it ahead of him, we might get attacked and have it taken from us, and that wouldn't be any better. I believe that drum beat you heard at the beginning was just indicating that we do have a promotion that we can hand out. I could have taken it there, but I want to get back into the... Oh, I don't need to take him back into the borders to heal, because he'll heal from the promotion. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and head up there and cross the river. Okay. I don't know what she's saying to me there. Is she taunting me or literally legitimately complimenting me? Okay, so we've got to look at the coastal expand option here. No sea resources, which is unfortunate. No special growth or protection tile. So it'll be a relatively mediocre city. However, I do like the fact that this is the only horses we can see right now. We have a quarry option. We get a coast, fresh water. So while not the best, also not the worst, I do think it's probably a good idea to expand there. Oh, I forgot to take the promotion. That's okay. We're within borders. We're safe. Another tribal village, but China's right there, so probably not going to get that. Alright, there's bronze working, so we can build an encampment, pinch by a spearman if we need to, and we can see where iron is. So, let us see where iron is. It's the big moment of truth. How good of a map? There's iron. Okay, so yeah, we'll definitely want this spot, because we can get all those things. And I'm not seeing any other iron just yet. So that is unfortunate, but in the grand scheme of things, not a problem. I haven't played far enough in the game to know if you actually need more than one source of iron, but having one iron in your empire is enough to have multiple swordsmen. I know that much. So that's really what I'm looking for more than anything. Alright, let's finally remember to take that promotion. Here, kind of the same thing, more defensive, more offensive. So since this is my first archer, we'll go with the offensive route, just because right now my military is mostly about clearing out barbarian camps. Okay, declared war on Kumasi. That's very not good. And what's the other one say? Adding a new settlement, Beijing. Okay. Well, we did just finish the civic, so before I forget, let's go ahead and change policies. We're going to want this one for our new city. And we're going to want... we can keep the production for now, I think. Let me double check that. Let's see here. Next policy will be early empire, which the second city will help us grow to 6 pop right away. We'll get the... Alright, so it'll be... What are we building next? We're probably going to want to build Holy Site, get that district up for the inspiration, and then we're going to build a settler. Okay, I should have spent more time on that screen. Basically, of all the options we had, buying this tile for 2 faith was the best we could hope for, because of 2 mountains. And since we're expanding in this direction, buying the tile in this direction, not a bad idea. Trade route's going to come through here anyway, so... Anyways, so... Alright, that's going to take about 7 turns, and that's going to be about how long it takes to get early empire. So yeah, as far as policies go, let's go ahead and take the military one, but we're going to stick with this production for now. And then once we finish the zone, we'll get the settlers from early empire policy. Alright, that was a mouthful, but moving on. Alright, there's a scout and we're about to deploy our trade route, so we are definitely going to have to be mindful of that. And Kumasi was declared war on. And Kumasi is very important to us right now, so I'm actually going to have this warrior see if we can act as a blockade. Because if we can just slow... This is a little too early for war, successful war anyways. That city might actually be able to repel their advance. Okay, so here we go. From 5.3 per turn, between the trade route and the envoy, we just got nearly a 10 gold per turn boost. And he didn't pick up this camp, so we're going to get 20 free faith on top of that. Not much considering we already have a great work, but hey, free is fee. Am I wrong? Okay, so he's coming over to help protect Kumasi. Let's go ahead and settle that city. In Toledo, that's where I actually live. Not Spain. Alright, so I'll go ahead and set up my governor preferences there. I could buy this tile right now and work it right away. It's a 4 core plus. It would pay for its own purchasing real quick compared to 4 core. So this is the better tile to work. However, since we do want early empire as soon as possible, I'm going to stick with that for now. And then, because early empire base, the boost for it, the inspiration, it's 6 citizens or 6 population total. And that's one of the nice things about getting a second city really early on, is now I've got 2 cities growing, so I'll hit 6 pop a little bit quicker that way. So I do want to stick with the growth tile for now. And as far as building goes, let's get a warrior out, and then I'll probably do a couple of archers, because there is a inspiration or eureka for having 3 archers. But for now, let's get a melee unit out there, just because this melee unit's going to be hopefully acting as a blocker in that war over there. Alright, we do have a camp down here, but we also have a scout running willy-nilly. So I'm going to take the slow route to the camp just to keep my archer somewhat near my trader. And it's only going to be 2 tiles before we get blocked off, so I'm going to take a little sidestep there, a little extra visibility along the coast. Oh, okay. I'm not going to answer her, and I really like that they made that an option in Civ 6. Just because... if they're sending a settler, like over here, for example, and we settle there, they're going to think that we lied to them. So rather than risk that, I'm just going to ignore her, which is probably not as good as saying, yeah, sure, whatever. But there we go. Alright, so let's head over to this camp. Across the river here. And let's hit next turn. Alright, so turn 32 and pottery's finally finished up. That's not very common. Okay, so far this city looks like it's going to be safe. Here's one of the things that really annoys me about the AI. This garrisoned warrior will never contribute to the war that's happening here, and that's really bad because there's a slinger right there. I mean, he could totally destroy that thing, and the computer just won't. So hopefully they fix that in a later patch, just to make the game more realistic. Alright, we're going to go for writing, even though we don't have an immediate need for it. After that, we'll probably go for wheel, because having a watermill will not only trigger a inspiration, but we'll be able to use it in the capital. We have 1 wheat right now, and we're going to get 3 more eventually, so that's a pretty big deal. Alright, I'm still not seeing that scout. This warrior's here, so I'm not going to get too worried about it. Again, I won't be able to use up all my mobility, so we'll go ahead and get some extra visibility there. And we found tundra, so we're near the southern edge of the map, which can be good to know. Okay, England doesn't seem to be doing too good of a job, but he's got other units, so... Alright, ultimately we're still trying to head to that camp, so I'm going to keep moving there. Let's see. Dead end there. We'll cross the river next turn. How soon until we have 2 turns? Okay, that's good enough. We'll be right on time, in fact. So that's nice. Okay. That's disconcerting. I do not want to lose Kamasi. He's so valuable to me right now. Alright, there's the scout. Well, it's good to know he's not too close to my trader at the moment. 2 turns until the district is finished, so that's good. Okay, so early empire and writing have been finished. Let's go ahead and change policies. We want to get away from that and onto the settler one, because we're going to build a settler next for the coastal expand. We're going to stick with this for now, because I'm going to be building 3 units with my military city, and we don't have too many barbarians to fight. Alright, he's going to act as a blocker there for this guy. This guy's probably going to try to find his way around. This is not looking good. I wish I had a second blocker near there. I don't want to declare war on England either, not this soon, especially if we've just expanded in their face. Maybe in a little bit after we get more military. Alright, so we'll research the wheel next. As far as civics go, we want to get political philosophy as soon as possible. So I'm going to go to stake workforce. We're about to trigger the inspiration for that, so that's working out nicely. Oh yeah, we hit early empire by reaching 2 pop here. So let's go ahead and buy this tile. And now we're going to be working that tile. And that increases our gold per turn pretty significantly as well. It'll pay for itself in no time. Or soon, rather. Alright, not seeing the scouts. So that's a problem, because he might be coming back up north. We did just finish early empire, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do that. Let's see if we can get open borders with China. He likes it. Very good. So that means we'll actually be able to get complete uncovering of the cloud here before moving back east. And that's pretty handy. Okay, yep. Alright. What does that mean? He has completed Stonehenge. So that means he's going to have his own religion now. And that's bad. Alright, we finished our district. Okay, looks like he's made another warrior, so... Unless... I think England's... Okay, this might actually fall, but we're still going to stick around for now. Act as a blocker there. Oh, the spearman's actually coming out to greet us. We'll step in and shoot. Once again, this is going to be a safe exchange, relatively safe exchange, just because we were able to shoot first. Which means if it's just one-on-one, he will eventually back off, at which point we can just shoot him down. There's a scout. Production in this city. Alright, well we did just take the policy for settlers, so we'll do that. We'll have that out in 7 turns. Okay. An unmet player has been... Oh man, I saw that X there and I was scared that Kamasi ate it. And I'm not seeing his warrior. And okay, so he might actually make it. We're going to stick around 1 more turn, I think. We can actually clear these off, I think. Let's shoot this guy before we accidentally tell him to move. By trying to clear our notifications. Okay, good uncovering of the cloud. Oh, and the scout's coming back. A trader's way over here, and a warrior's about to come out. So that's not as bad as it could be. Okay. One thing I'm noticing is the settler is going to come out a little after state workforce, so I might actually switch civics just to make it to where we can switch policies as the settler comes out, that we won't miss out on any settler hammers there. Okay, Kumasi looks like they're going to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, so I'm going to start having him head west, because we do have a settler coming out, and then we're going to have builders coming out probably. And in fact, let's have this warrior come up here, because we do want to address that scout, if at all possible. Alright, he's backing up. Jolly good. Oh, and we get frozen in our tracks because of zone of control there. Alright, so let's start on an archer. That would be good. And again, I want to keep a real close eye on how these 2 timers compare to one another. Oh, nice! Very nice. Okay. Alright, and Kamasi's in recovery. So now we're just looking for the little dove notification to let me know that's been taken care of. Alright, we're still going to head in this direction because we do have a settler coming out, followed by a couple of builds. Can you reach that? Yeah, because he can move through the forest. This is another reason why I take that promotion. I mean, the other promotion also increases movement by doing the same thing for hills, but the hills one leads down a upgrade path that makes them more into a fighting machine. I don't know how good they are, but it's better than in Civ 5 where the scout, if they didn't get a upgrade through ancient ruins, just ended up becoming worthless. But like I said before, I want my first one to be more scouty type to be able to move quick and see through the forest. That's really helpful. Alright, so that frees up this guy to retreat, which is nice because the warrior that was here is also heading this way, so we don't have a lot of coverage here. No real barbarians to speak of. I know there was a scout over here, but that's far away from my trader, which is all I care about. And I got this warrior here, so trade route should be relatively secure for the time being. And again, I don't want to lose track of these timers, so before I forget, wheels research, that's very nice. However, I want to time this to finish when this finishes. So I'm going to switch over to mysticism because we're going to want a great profit quicker rather than later because we are Spain. And then next turn I'll try and remember to shift that back so that we can change policies right as we finish the settler, so we can get the most out of the settler hammer policy without wasting any of it. Okay, at this point I tried to get to construction as soon as possible in preparation for the inspiration for the civics tree. However, we're going to be a little delayed getting both a pasture and a quarry. So what I'm going to do for now, since we're in the habit of switching up policies, I'm going to go ahead and take up sailing. That way when I form my coastal city, I can start building ships right away. Usually I would build like a monument, but we don't need to under the circumstances between that and the culture we have in our tile yield. So it's not an immediate need. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on that as well as that moving forward. That's a good habit to get into anyways. Every turn ask yourself, do I still want to be researching these? Because sometimes you can game the system like what I'm doing with the civics here to make it a little bit better. Okay, so we are just looking for scouts we can shoot as we head back. Let's go ahead and head over here. All of these are movement cost of 2, so negotiating for open borders this turn would not allow me to use the last movement point. So I'm just going to pass for now, and we can make the deal next turn, and that way we'll get an extra turn out of the open borders deal. And Kumasi looks like it's not going to fall, so we are safe to continue to retreat. That's very reassuring. And who knows how many of England's units were lost in that failed attempt, so that's really nice too. Okay, we're doing like a little zone pattern there. Alright, let's go ahead and negotiate for those open borders now. And she likes it. Alright, very good. So this will allow us to do a complete... Oh, and we'll end up next to coast and river. Well, that sucks because I'd like to explore to the south and to the north. But we'll just keep going the way we were. Yeah. All right. Oh, and I do not want to forget to go ahead and change this out. That way we'll finish a civic on the same turn we finish the settler. And we're not ready to change out sailing yet. I don't want to forget about that either. Adding a new settlement. Right. We do want to change policies. We want to change it to building builders because we want to send a builder off to our coastal expander right away. We need this, we need this, we need that. So that's going to be our next priority. That's why I switched to Civic. Also looks like sailing is at least at 50%, so we can go ahead and change that as well. I'm going to go ahead and take up this to get us to the next era, and because that's going to be the first tile our builder improves probably. Come up through here, do the horses, then the quarry, then the iron. So I did change my policies, right? Yes, I did. Okay, I didn't want to forget that, and I didn't want to forget that. Okay, so we are good. We are good. Settler's going to come up here, so we're going to want this guy to come. Oh, I should have stepped one at a time just in case there was something to shoot. You're going to come up here, and I'm going to use this warrior to be ahead of the settler just so I can keep the tiles occupied so my settler can get the most movement, basically. Alright, we want you to cross the river, choose the civic. Alright, on to political philosophy, which means the policies we have will be in effect for another 9 turns. And that should work out nicely because we're still building early military, and we are going to be building 1 builder, 2 builders. Yeah, because the city's growing. It's going to need some tile improvements to help facilitate continued growth. And I do want to get the second luxury into my empire sooner rather than later. Got the forge for China. Okay, whatever, no big deal. Have him continue moving this way. Okay, once again we're going to have this warrior lead the tiles. I believe the citizens cannot, or civilians, I forget what they're called, the triangles, can move through military now. So even if these 2 guys end up here and here, I would still be able to get from here to there. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm basically carving the way for him to be able to get through. Alright, let's explore along the coast. That opens up that cloud, which is very good. Very good. Okay, get the coast there. So we're getting an idea of what our continent looks like. I don't remember seeing the peace message yet, but maybe I just missed that because I was so focused on making sure I got all that changed out in a timely fashion. Alright, so we're going to have these guys basically carve the way for him to get through. He's going to keep an eye on my trader. Just don't want to waste our mobility. What are you doing there? Alright. So everything's looking good. Alright, so now that that path is established, we'll go ahead and have him come back to carve the way for the builder. We're just going to have him wait right there. And we can have him wait right there. Another archer's about to come out. So maybe I come here. There's a road on this hill now, which is nice. It makes it easier to traverse. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, Kamasi's fully healed. I must have missed the peace message, which is fine. In fact, you know what? I'm going to assume peace has been established. And we already know England is war hungry. And we know Zanzibar's right here. So you know what? This new archer, I'm going to have him come over here. Keep an eye on that. And I'm actually going to have this warrior come back there too. Let me... Okay, he can still reach that same time from here. I want to get a couple of blockers over here because I'll bet you that's what happens next. And we cannot afford to lose Zanzibar. I mean, we're pumping out units now. Our economy would be wrecked if Zanzibar fell, so I want to do that. Alright, let's build 1 more builder so we can send it over to Toledo. Toledo in Spain, as they say. And I can't get back on the hill. But I do want to head in this direction. So. Alright, let's not get zone to control. Really? This late, huh? Okay, let's go ahead and pick that up. 20 faith. Free is free. Alright, so let's go ahead and build one more archer. And you know what? I think I want to buy that quarry tile. We're at 3 pop here. How fast is the borders growing here? Not fast at all. And we're up to 3 pop, and we're only working a 3 core tile. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe I should have done that sooner. Oh well, and that was an expensive purchase too, but alright. It's for the better, I think. I was just thinking about how after I build this archer, I might want to build an encampment here to continue the military trend, because we do want an encampment and ancient walls at some point. Alright, will the settler be able to get there safely? It does look that way. So I'm going to continue to head towards Zanzibar under the assumption that having blockers over there will be beneficial. Alright, stay poised on that hill, get some visibility over here, looking good, that's great. I'm really tempted to just take a shot at them. No. Well, I could have moved, yeah, I still kind of think. Yeah, let's do that. That way I get the mobility and the shot. And that's another trick about Civ 6, the way zone of control works. Like, you can move like an archer, from, maybe not here because of the forest, but there's going to be situations where instead of just shooting, you might want to step and then shoot. Okay, let's get some visibility there. Okay, we're ready to settle next turn. That's excellent. He's acting as a runner there. Let's get you over there. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, it's coming. Alright. I don't think I'm going to need another blocker, but let's head that way just in case I'm wrong. Interesting. 65th. How much faith have we gotten just from these tribal villages? That's incredible. China has formed a religion. No, I thought he completed Stonehenge some time ago. Okay, well that's still good to know. Alright, so here's our city. Alright, that's very good. We'll be able to switch policies in 2 turns, which is also very good. Let's get the city started right. That includes buying this tile so we can grow to 2 pop as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and start building a galley. We want 2 of those to trigger a Eureka or Inspiration. Let's see, warrior, or the builder's going to be able to get over there, no problem now, so I'm actually going to have this warrior start heading down here as a potential blocker, because this does look like a war about to precipitate. So I'm going to put some blockers around there where possible. We got some, this is very far away, so I don't need exact scouting, and I'm already going to build a galley, so we don't have to stick to the coast explicitly. And this looks like coast, so I'm going to stick a little inland just to get that extra visibility. And probably coast through here. Alright, and a mountain, and then these borders are going to be close to us. So this is nice too, because now we can get over and maybe even use the scout as a blocker if we have to, because we do have to heal him up, so parking him somewhere to do that might not be a bad idea. And I wonder if we scared him off or what the deal there is, but I'm going to continue to keep visibility in this area. Him I'm going to send back for now, just because it does look relatively safe. Yeah, and I don't want the defense around my city to be too light, so I'm going to send him back as well. He's going to head over there for building. He's going to head down here for building. Okay, so, and we are a little late on switching this out. I'm going to have to address that last turn, which is unfortunate, but it's just past the 50% mark, so I don't think we're going to lose too much out of that. Alright, now we do want a campus. We also want a watermill. Watermill would help us build the campus and get the Eureka quicker. We do have a little time to do both. And of course, alternatively, we could build Another, yeah, we could do like a settler and the watermill, and then get campuses going in a couple cities to satisfy those requirements. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. We'll go with settler for now. Get another city up like right here, for example. Because we're rapidly approaching having aqueducts, so having a non-freshwater city will not be the worst of things. Okay, I'm gonna come up here just because with this hill here, we're gonna get here next turn either way. So, yeah, kind of bothers me that I forgot to check that out, but are they still at war with Kumasi? I could have sworn I saw a hit take place between the two of them.
Divide and rule, a sound motto.
Okay, I think I'm actually going to shut off the video here. We're way past half an hour, which was my goal, and I want to think about the government and policy choices moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this, and then I'm going to go ahead and save the game. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think. I haven't done this for a little while, so any feedback you have would be very useful moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.